Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and I've kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitance in your weight loss and weight maintenance. Today we're going to talk about the importance of just eliminating all beverages that have calories and how this will help you with your weight loss and weight maintenance. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. As you see, I have good reviews. Also check out my website, which has hundreds of articles and recipes. If you like podcasts, I have The Awakened Man, which has been around since 2017. It's very health related. Also, I have one on movies called The Cinema Rag. Rate and review and check them out on Spotify and Apple. And lastly, if you appreciate my content, there's a donation link. This is one of those things I think on some levels easier said than done, because a lot of overweight people got hooked on or normalized on drinking calories. And one of the reasons that you're overweight is because you drank a lot of sodas or you drank a lot of alcohol or sweet teas or whatever it is when you were younger, and not surprising, you got fat. Now, of course, there are tons of people, teenagers in particular, people in their 20s, who drink Fanta all day and they don't get overweight. But as a whole, it's logical and it makes sense that we should not be participating in ingesting something that really doesn't bring any nutritional benefits to us. If people were to ask, hey, I want to eat white cake every day and all my meals are going to be white cake, we'd be like, that's foolish. Well, why is that foolish? Well, most people would say it's because it's going to get you diabetic and fat, but really it's because your body will eventually have deficiencies and an imbalance and eventually disease because it's not getting the nutrients that it needs. Because what's in cake? It's essentially flour, which is the non-nutrient part of wheat, and then icing, which is just lard and some butter. So you're not really getting any nutrition. You might go, oh, that one egg that they had to put in the batter, but you're really not getting a lot. But why don't we apply that to sodas when sodas have less nutritional value than white cake? Look at the ingredients of a Coke. It's high fructose corn syrup, caramel color, and carbonation, and then the secret ingredients. That's it. There's no nutritional benefits to it. But to tell somebody whose whole life has been drinking sodas or sweet teas or beer that you should stop doing it, it's very hard for people to hear this because that's their normal, right? That's all they've known. And we know sugar is addictive, and we know alcohol is addictive. And so people can't just, you know what, Gregory, I'm going to stop. But it is possible to do it because there are people who don't drink, who used to drink. And there's people that don't drink sodas who used to drink sodas. So if you're really serious about losing weight and really serious about, more importantly, the harder part, section 2, which is maintaining your weight loss, throw them all out. I can't tell you the last time I had a soda. Years. I don't miss it. I drink a lot of tea, unsweetened, partly because I'm fasting till 3, but I just developed a taste for unsweetened matcha or green tea or white tea or whatever tea I'm drinking, and chamomile, cinnamon, whatever it is. I haven't had coffee in 30 years, but that's on me. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with coffee. We have a video here on the benefits of coffee. And I'll drink milk on occasion. I drink cow's milk, and it's full fat. And then maybe I'll have a glass of wine once every month, maybe. That's pretty much it. And I drink water, of course. That's it. Now, was I always like that? No. Growing up, I was really into diet sodas. I go to the Confessions of an Obese Child playlist here. I talk about my childhood. My mom had diet sodas all around the house. We had Tab, if you remember Tab as well. But diet, everything was there. And there's studies that show that the more diet sodas you drink, the more obese you are, right? Because they never satiate your sweet tooth. And it's just, I mean, you talk about there's no nutritional benefits in soda. Diet sodas, aspartame-laden sodas or acesulfame potassium-laden sodas, all the things with artificial sweet are even worse for you. But growing up, I had those. Growing up, I didn't have alcohol because my father was an alcoholic, so I just wanted to stay away from that. And I really wasn't big into sweet tea. Sweet teas were not big in the 80s. So I didn't have that problem. That being said, I did like diet sodas, and I drank them into college. But then I eventually realized, upon doing research, oh, these are bad for me, and I just stopped drinking them. So for me, it was more like, okay, I've made this investment, I've lost this weight. What do I need to do to adjust to not gain it back? Now, if you go to the Reflections of a Weight Loss Warrior series, my post-weight loss playlist, certainly I wasn't eating well. I was calorie inning and calorie outing. I was like in college, I'd essentially starve during the days of the week, the weekdays, and then binge on the weekends. So I was not like some paragon of healthy eating. But even then, I realized I shouldn't drink my calories. Because again, intellectually, what benefit is there to drink your calories when there's no nutrition coming from it? Now look, there are going to be exceptions. Juicing, sure, we have videos here on that. Smoothing, if that's a verb. Kombucha here and there. There are going to be exceptions. But as a whole, the majority of beverages that Americans drink are going to be alcohol, sweet teas, and sodas of some variety. And all these are complete junk. They don't bring you any benefit at all. So I could say one of the major components, the major component, of course, is all psychological. But in terms of your diet, there's different like puzzle pieces. And one of the biggest pieces is if you can eventually, might take time, eventually get to the point where you're not drinking your calories. And in particular, you're just completely eschewing sodas, sweet teas, and alcohol. And look, I know people in my life who are able to do this. It is possible to do it. I also know people in my life who can't stop drinking alcohol. They're functional alcoholics. So the point is, intellectually what I'm saying is true. It's just getting this and the psychological will to eventually get to that point. Because no one can deny, what is the point of drinking a big gulp, which could bring in a third of your calories for the day, if there's no benefit to it? So it's really believing that and getting your mind fixated on that. So that is your goal. Like within a year, I will not be drinking sweet teas, sodas, and alcohol. That's the goal. And once you get there, that's going to be a major component in helping you lose the weight and keep it off. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.